Joanne the Coffee Lady. I'd like to tell you about an angel named Zabar. The stories are from a book of the same name and all are standalone stories. But don't worry, I'm not going to give away the end of any of the stories. This story, entitled Optimistic to a Fault, is a story of hope. It's Christmas Eve and a man has a job to do, a job he hates. Betty Walker is 9 months pregnant and is bound and determined to have her baby the next day, one way or another. When the phone rings, she doesn't bother to say hello. She just says, "You made it to Shoshone early, sweetheart." "Is this the Walker residence?" asked an official-sounding voice. "Yes, I'm Betty Walker. Who's this?" "Mrs. Walker, I'm Captain Edwards with the Nevada Highway Patrol. Your husband was in an accident tonight outside Pahrump, Nevada." Betty froze. She could barely ask, "Is he okay?" The sympathetic but businesslike voice of a man who had made too many of these phone calls since joining the Nevada Highway Patrol said, "No, ma'am, I'm afraid Mr. Walker passed away at the scene." Alone on the couch that she had picked out with Abraham, Betty wept and thought disjointed thoughts governed by grief. She was pregnant. She was a widow. A pregnant widow. Now what would she do? "God," she sobbed to the empty room, "do you have any suggestions? Abraham, what should I do?" Flashing red lights from outside reflected in the mirror. She sat there watching them, welcomed their rhythm, which was at least something to follow, to hold on to. Soon other lights, white and yellow, joined the red ones. "Abraham, my dear Abraham." The neighborhood should have been quiet at 1 a.m. on Christmas morning. Now voices from dash-mounted radios could be heard 2 blocks away in every direction. By the time the 2 firemen forced open the front door of the Walker home, neighbors up and down St. Louis Avenue were standing in their yards, pointing, murmuring, shivering. Life for Betty wasn't over. It was just beginning anew with a promise made by an angel named Zabar. Zabar is quite a guy, but he has a big job to do. And if his matter-of-fact words of wisdom fall on deaf ears, watch out. He'll use the wrath of God to get his point across. An Angel Named Zabar is an easy read, perfect for a rainy afternoon, a sleepless night, or to throw into a travel bag. Thanks for listening.